a princess of the Nile, an epic journey across the Mediterranean, and a surprising connection between Egypt and Scotland. In the shadows of history, where the mythological intertwines with the real, there exists a legend that challenges conventional understandings of Scotland's origins. It takes us from the golden sands of ancient Egypt to the green hills of Scotland, uniting two cultures that at first glance seem unconnected. Could it be possible that the lineage of an Egyptian pharaoh gave rise to the Scottish people? In the 1440s, Scottish chronicler Walter Bower undertook a monumental task, tracing the history of the Scottish people from its earliest origins. His work, the Scotichronicon, revealed a bold and fascinating claim. The Scots not only had ancient roots, but were directly descended from the ancient Egyptians, specifically from Scota, daughter of an Egyptian pharaoh. The legend of Scota is intertwined with the figure of Kairos, also known as Gawd Hal Glas in Irish traditions. According to the story, Kairos lived during the time of Moses and was miraculously healed by him after being bitten by a snake. Moses prophesied that his descendants would find refuge in a land free of poisonous snakes. Nile, one of Gawd Hal Glas's grandsons, was invited to Egypt as an instructor by a pharaoh. In Egypt, Nile married the pharaoh's daughter, Scota. However, his stay in the land of the pharaohs would not last long. A successor pharaoh, hostile to foreigners, expelled Nile, Scota, and their entourage. Thus began a long pilgrimage across the Mediterranean until they settled temporarily in Spain. During the reign of Miled, husband of another Scota, also the daughter of a pharaoh, the family heard of an island in the west that seemed to fulfill Moses' prophecy: Ireland. Although Miled died in Spain, his wife and children continued west and eventually settled on the Emerald Isle. Migration to Scotland occurred generations later when the descendants of Nile and Scota crossed the sea to the Scottish west coast. There, they confronted the Picts and established their home, marking the birth of the Scottish people as we know them today. This epic tale of migrations and conquests is also documented in the Declaration of Arbroath of 1320, a crucial testimony in Scottish history. However, Scota's story varies. Some historians, such as Ralph Ellis, suggest that Kairos was not a Greek or Scythian king, but an Egyptian pharaoh. Ralph Ellis traces the story of Scota and Kairos to a 3rd century BC source, Manetho's Aegyptiaca, that Scota may have been Ankhesenamun, Tutankhamun's widow, and that Kairos was actually Tutankhamun's successor. According to this theory, and Ankhesenamun were exiled due to religious conflicts, wandering before settling in Spain. Generations later, their descendants migrated to Ireland and eventually to Scotland, carrying with them a legacy that has influenced Scottish history and culture to this day. The legend of Scota, with its roots deeply rooted in mythology and history, continues to amaze. While the story's veracity may be questioned, its ability to capture the imagination and connect distant cultures across time remains undeniable.